All right, guys, welcome back. So on this episode, we're going to be discussing something a little different. It probably won't be a very long video. This was requested by actually several people, but Naughty Lobster recently asked me to do a video covering his character, and it made me think about a lot of things, and we're going to be talking about early, mid, end, and end game. So early game, the struggle is, you're level 1 and you're trying to get around. You don't have any stat points. You don't have any good items. You don't have any food. You don't have any ammo. So early game, it's all about the struggle to get to Synchronon Bunker. I mean, that's pretty much early game, is leveling and trying to get the Synchronon Bunker. Once you get to Synchronon Bunker, I would say your mid game starts, where, again, you're progressing. You're able to actually get ammo, make some money off bossing, things like that. And then you get to endgame, and that's where I want to start this at. So with endgame, let me just give you an example here. So this is Naughty Lobster, and again, he joined our Discord, and he asked for some help. So again, and this is just my opinion, I'm not the end-all, say-all, so this is just my thought process on this and how I did it with my character, okay? So take that as you will. So Naughty Lobster, he's level 300, so he's a high level. He's got really good gear. He has the UWC. He has the Cryo Storm. He's got the X-Dusk Enforcer. He also, I believe, let me go to the Discord here. I believe he had he had a Flesh Seeker. So he's got some gear to sell, some things he can do. But we're going to talk about why that matters. So let me close that. All right. So he's in game, and now what he's asking is he feels stuck and he feels lost. And this will happen in Dead Frontier. And you're like, okay, well, what now? It happened to me, and I'm going to explain my thought process on this, okay? So he's level 300, and he's got really good gear, and he's like, I don't know what to do now, right? Well, if you look down here at his implants, Slayer, Challenger, Devils, Oblivion, Snow Globe, Runner, Mastercraft, Jolly, all these implants, Pale, Parasite. So he has good implants, right? But if I asked you, if I truly said, okay, look at this guy, what is his character about? So when you do your character stat points, right? You're when you're level 1 and you're looking at your character and you're doing your stat points, you should be focusing certain stats. Like maybe, agility needs maxed, and you're going to do melee, and then you're going to do pistols. You're going to focus on whatever your priority is. Okay, well, when you get to the end game, and what I mean by that is he's at the end game, right? So he's at the end game. He's got great items, but now the game gets very expensive, and this is, I think, the longest part of the game. So when you get to this point, what is his end game, right? Right now he's in game, but what is the purpose of his character? So just like his stats, maybe he's shotgun or whatever profession he picks, but the same thing with implants and gear wise. So for example, let me go to my character. I started my character and I got to the same point he was, and then I said, okay, well, what am I trying to build? So my character, I was trying to build the ultimate looting build. So as I was going on my character, I started buying and trading and swapping and selling, and I tried to make the ultimate looting setup. And I think I pretty much did that. Are there things I could change? Probably, but this setup I have is from me just working and trying to get the ultimate setup for my items. Let me give you an example. I built this setup specifically for, where's the prophecy? So I can do negative 20% damage there, and negative 40% damage, so negative 60% damage per shot, and I can still one-shot every monster because of the Magstorm. So I built my setup for this gun, and it changes. Your character will change as the game progresses, but, like let's just say, looking at Naughty, he's a mess, right? His implants are good, but there's no consistency. They're all over the place. So yes, he's at the end game, but now he needs to rethink. Okay, you've made it, man. You're level 300. You got good gear. Great job. All right, now what's your focus going to be, Naughty? Are you going to be a bossing person? Are you going to be a grinding? I know people that love to grind. They just want to grind. Are you going to be a looter? You know, are you going to go down in the streets and loot? But I think picking a build that's kind of mixed, you're not good at anything. You're okay at everything. So I think you need to specify what do you enjoy doing in Dead Frontier? What are your goals? And how are you going to get there? So, for example, I had spoke to him, and his goal is he likes to loot. He wants to get money. He doesn't have Ultra Boost. So I would say the first thing you need, dude, you need to get Ultra Boost, which is like $400 million, right? So how are you going to get the $400 million? He said he would rather loot. So first thing you need to do is find out what implants you have, and do you have the looting ones that you can actually afford? You know, what do you have to sell? So for example, his X-Dusk Enforcer, I would recommend that he gets a Dawn Enforcer, which is it does 300 damage a hit plus whatever damage boost he has. He has the X-Dawn. He can spend about 50 to 60 million and get the X-Dawn, or I'm sorry, get the Dawn Enforcer, and he could sell his Flesh Seeker and pocket like 80 million there. There's also other options. There's the Torch Bolt. You know, because the Flesh Seeker, it's a great weapon, and actually it does help him, but realistically he's going to get similar performance with the Torch Bolt or with the Dawn Enforcer, and when weapons come out, the price of the Flesh Seeker is going to go down anyway. So I would suck it up and I'd pick whatever you like, or keep that's okay. But you're looking at ways to free up money to hit your goal of 400 million or 500 million or whatever that is, to get the next piece to your character. So now you got to look at it as, now you're trying to rebuild your character precisely for whatever it is you want to be good at. So, and again, going back to my character, I did it. I did my looting build. Then I was like, okay, well, I got that. That's awesome. Now I want something else. I want a bossing build. So I made a build specifically for bossing. And then I was like, well, now I want a speed build. I made a build for speed. So it takes a lot, guys, because one implant can be 60 million to 200 million. So it's not quick. And that's why I say Endgame is the longest, because there's so much to do. You know, like, especially like crafting. You know, do you have the volatile implant? Do you have all of these? It's a lot of things that are overlooked, and I think people know about them, but they're so expensive. They're like, that's way too long. But I think that's part of the game, and enjoy it. You know, the part of the game now is you have great stuff, dude. Now go enjoy it. Go do some looting. Take your badass gear. Go down to the Southeast Zone and just loot, man. Go down there and see what you can find. You might find an item like a Cyclone. Sell it for 150 million. Boom. Get 1 or 2 implants. Or, you know, add that to your Flesh Seeker funds. And get your Ultra Boost. And I'm telling you, once you get your Ultra Boost, that's an achievement, right? Now you're on your next one. It's just going to steamroll. So think about your characters, guys. You're at the end game. You got good gear. But what's your character good at? You know, if you guys feel like you're bored or you don't know what to do next, take a look at your character and see what they look like. Again, you know, looking at his, and then let's just bring up mine. Okay, you go to Zega. You go to, let me go back to my inventory. Let me put on my looting. Let me refresh this. Okay. If you look, let me close all this. Sorry, guys. If you look at his setup, you can't tell me what he's doing. You go to mine, you can tell what I'm doing. Does that make sense? It's cleaner and it has purpose. It's messy and I don't know what to do. So figure out what you want to do. Sell your stuff, buy stuff. You know, it does take some time, but now you're at the fun part of the game where you're tweaking and fine-tuning your character. So if you guys are at the end game and don't know what to do, hopefully this helps you guys. You know, and it doesn't mean this is how you have to play. This is just what I did and how I got a lot of hours into the game, and how to, you know, I had a great time doing it and I learned a ton. And in game, I would in games when like the game gets extremely hard because everything is expensive. New players, it doesn't matter what they get. Mediocre players, you know, mid game doesn't matter. It's the end game is when it gets really difficult. So anyway, this is just my 2 cents. And Naughty, you know, look around at the weapons. Most enemies in the Southeast Zone and that's probably the hardest zone, have around 600 to 700 health. The big ones have 1,000, but most are going to be 600-700 health. So again, do the math, see what your implants do, see what implants you need to have. It is a little bit of work, but enjoy it. And, you know, if you can two-shot enemies, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to one-shot everything. So, and again, the the Dawn Enforcer will allow you to two-shot enemies with a little bit of boost, and so will the Torch Bolt. And remember, pay attention to the, let me just show you. When you're looking at weapons, just go ahead and figure things are going to have armor, okay? Because as the game evolves, more enemies are going to have armor. So you may as well just assume you're going to need armor penetration. And that's why I was saying the Dawn Enforcer, because it has 100% PvE armor penetration, and so does the Torch Bolt. And again, that does 300 damage a hit, but if you shoot them twice, that's 600. Plus, say you get a 20% boost, well, now you're going to hit your 700 mark or more. So anyway, Naughty, that's what I would do. I would really sit down, think about what you want your character to do. I would look at the prices of things, and I would say, okay, do I want implants? Do I want Ultra Boost? And I would say, if you want Ultra Boost, do some looting. See how slow it is. If it's slow, if it's taking you a while to fill up your inventory, then reassemble. Figure out what implants you can get. Look at cheap implants. And, you know, just go down the line. And then as you get funds up and you sell and you buy and you trade and all that stuff, you'll start piecing them together. You're now at the very long part of the game, my friend. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. A lot of people don't make it that far. So take your time, enjoy, check out when you get your next implant. Like, let's check this out. When do you get your next implant? Let's see. You're level 300. So you got 25 levels till you get your next implant. So you have 25 levels to go play and save up money to rather get Ultra Boost, to get your next implant, whatever that may look like. But that's my advice to you, my friend. So let me know if this helped. Let me know if this helped you guys. Leave a comment in the comments below. Check out the description. Join our Discord, guys. This was all brought up on the Discord. And I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, you guys stay safe out there. Peace.